Good afternoon, everybody. This is Alexander Gerchik, and today we're going to talk about the time frames. A lot of times, the people using a different frames, and most of the time they don't even know. I'm sorry. What is each time frame for? Today, basically, I tell you what I use, what kind of time frames I use, and what I'm using for. As you know, there is I would say, common time frames. It's 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, and daily, weekly, and monthly charts. I mean, a lot of times you heard probably people doing 2 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't know why they're doing it. For now, nobody can explain what's the reason they do that. But when you use every time frame, you have to know what's the reason why you use it. So right now, I'm gonna show you my charts, and I'll tell you what each time frame I'm using. We just took any stock. Let's take any stock and just figure it out why. This is a daily chart. Daily chart, everybody using for the different reasons. The reason number one, first of all, you see a direction, overall direction of a stock move. So right here, when you look at the stock, you, for example, see there's a big downtrend in the stock. Everybody's selling the stock. Nothing is good about it. So this is a downtrend. Locally, right here in the daily chart, you see that the stock is also breaking on new lows, and nobody is buying the stock. So you have two different trends. You have a global trend and the local trend. Right here, right here in the big chart, you see a global trend, and here you see a local trend. What do you see right here in the daily chart? First of all, on the daily chart, you see the ATR, average true range. And take a look at this particular stock, at the ATR, you see that, for example, you take high minus low. For example, you in this particular stock, high is 13.88, the low is 12.90, so you have a 90 cents ATR. This is most likely probably the same, somewhere 13.25 to low 12.30, so it's also about 98 cents. As you can see, this is the regular ATR. So that's what we see in the daily chart. Second thing, what we see in a daily chart, this is the technical ATR. ATR has a two different abbreviation. The first one is the numbers. ATR, it means high minus low, what I told you about. And the second one is a technical ATR. This is the distance to the most common levels of support and resistance. In this particular case, let's say we'll make it a little bit easier for you. For example, if the stock is located at $16 a share, and this is the low, what do you have of 13.05? So you know one thing for a fact: the technical ATR is about $3. So when you anticipate the move of the particular instrument, you have to know approximately how much this instrument can go. So you take a look, and in this case scenario, you say one thing for a fact: we're going to see what's going on at the level of 13. If there is a buyers, I might buy. If there is a seller, I might sell. But at least you know the first type is going to be 13. And as you can see right here, take a look. That was the first stop of a $13 a share. You see? So technically, you always know when you look at the daily chart, you always know what to look for. You look for the ATR, for the average true range. Second thing, you look for the number ATR. It means high minus low. You look at the global trend and the local trend. That's what they need the daily for. For example, if you trade only on the daily chart, if you trade only the daily chart, then this probably is enough for you. For example, if you trade the false breakout, you put in yourself at $13 a share, and you're saying if the price for the stock is going to be above $13 a share, then I'm getting into the stock. And if the stock is below $13 a share, I'm short in this particular stock. That's what the daily chart for. For example, when and why I'm using weekly chart. For example, take a look. Stock right now trading at $11.70. $11.70. You don't know if it's a low, or it's intermediate low, or it's an all-time low. So when you don't have enough of the daily chart, you can use weekly or monthly. In this particular stock, take a look. It's also not enough, so we'll go to monthly chart. Right here at the monthly level, we see one thing for a fact, that this particular stock at 2008 hold the low of $7 a share. So what do we see right now on a weekly chart, which we didn't see in a daily chart, that the stock has ability easy to go to $7 a share. You see, this is very important thing. So you have to see where the stock it's going to $7 a share, and at that particular level, you're gonna figure it out what to do. But you see, we look at the weekly chart, I'm sorry, in a monthly chart, something that we didn't see in the daily chart. In the monthly chart, we figure it out that the low is far away, but we can take a look again. If you're gonna take a look at the daily chart, we say, oh my God, right here, stock is going lower and it's nothing there. No, if you take a look and you pull the monthly chart, you know one thing for a fact, the low is right here. It's about $7 a share. And probably before then, nobody's going to buy this particular stock because nobody can and know where to put a stop. So we just figure it out. You go on a monthly or weekly chart only when something is not enough for you. So when you don't have enough information and you don't know anything and what to do with it, only then you go on a weekly and a monthly chart. This is very important thing. A lot of times people trade only a weekly chart and a monthly chart, which is also good enough, but you have to figure it out that the stop orders is going to be way too big. And your job is, when you identify the level, it's what to do with it. When do you go to the less time frames? With the less time frames, you go when you want to find out entry point. For example, take a look. It's a $13 a share. If you can see it's a 5-minute chart. In a 5-minute chart, you can see that the stock is trying to hold $13 a share. You see right here, 13, 13, 13. And right here, as you can see, if you close this, take a look. You can also figure it out that the stock is holding 1270. So you know one thing for a fact, when somebody is trying to support particular stock at the particular price, this is the limit order. Once the limit order is going to be broken, then you have all the chances for the stock to fly down. For example, as you can see, right now the new level is trying to establish is 1160. Once the 1160 is going to be broken, it means we're going to go much lower. So right here at that 1160, somebody is sitting there and not letting the stock higher. For example, if you don't want to have a lot of noise, which usually you get on a short frames, you go on the 30-minute chart, or let's say you go to the 60-minute chart right here. You can take a look. One thing for a fact, that's if you would use a daily chart, I'm sorry, 1-hour chart, you can see there's a right here a level of $14 a share, which we couldn't broke it once. We broke it, will go any lower. So the job is right here is to figure it out that each time frame what do you need for. As I said before, I use 4 different time frames. I'll show you right now my screen, and you'll see it. So this is a daily. This is 5 minutes, and I'm gonna show you my next monitor right here. Take a look what I have. You see, this is the 1-hour chart, and this is the weekly chart, which is not enough, and this is the filter. So when I look at the filter, for example, see which stocks are in the move, what's moving and what's not. It's very easy for me for one simple reason. Like, for example, I put this particular stock and I figure it out right away. Am I interested in this company or not? I mean, it went up today 24%, but I know one thing for a fact. For me, looking the weekly chart, it's nothing there. I can find it, and most likely I'm not going to even look at this particular stock. This one is the same. So when I figure it out, the move, then I start to figure it out the time frame that I'm willing to move on. For example, if the daily chart is not enough, and as I said before, so in order to finalize what exactly we're looking for, as I said before, we're going to go step by step. Look at this. We'll take, for example, a snapshot. Take a look. Snapshot, IPO. We have a chart, and we know one thing for a fact. Once this level it's going to be broken, it's going to go much lower. And take a look what's going on right here. Everything is fine. Since it was IPO, it would be very easier to figure it out. Where would be the entrance or exit points? In this particular case scenario, you know one thing for a fact. That's once the stock is going to be breaking very important levels, you have to go to a different time frame. I'll just figure it out and I'll show you something that sometimes it's not enough. For example, take a look. What do we have here? NDLS. We see one thing for a fact, that the stock is starting to break the low. Right here, if we don't see what the stock is doing, then we'll go to a different time frame. Right here, you see, this is a weekly chart. And the weekly chart, we see one thing for a fact, and that was an IPO right here. You see, in 2013, it was an IPO, and the stock is just collapsed. So nobody's buying it, and you know one thing for a fact, what to do with the time frame. So what to figure it out. The big time frame, hold on, I'll put myself. Big time frame you need for understanding of direction, understanding of the ATR, understanding of the levels, and a small time frame you need in order to understand where the entrance point and what you're willing to do with it. It's been a short webinar. As you know, I don't like a big webinars, long webinars. Today has been a short webinar, so for you to understand, just take a look at it over it again, and you'll understand. Thank you very much. It's been Alexander Gerchik, and all the best to you. Thank you.